Hey, Mark.
Hey Tim.
How are you?
Good.
Why are we here today?
We're going to start a podcast called OG Sports. So OG is not original gangster as we like to use it, but for old guys because we're a couple old guys in the sports, focusing on the things that we're interested in with regards to sports and training and physical fitness and
Yep.
life in general.
So, what's an old guy mean to you?
Um, if you would have asked me 20 years ago, I'd have said somebody in their 40s and but now that I'm in my 40s, I think of old guys being in their 60s. But I've come to the realization that I am indeed an old guy. So I think being honest with ourselves is part of the process. So how about you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's when I think of old guys, kind of like you. I mean, I used to look at my parents, when they were in their 40s, and I'm like, man, they're old. And now I'm there and looking at people that even play basketball today, they're in their 70s,
Uh,
So it's like, I hope to be that kind of old guy
yeah,
someday.
yeah,
So that's when I look at it. I look at it, guys that still get out and stay active and
hmm
have fun doing the sports that they've enjoyed since they were kids or taking on new hobbies,
yeah.
etc.
A new thing in my library are these guys. That was something I always identified with old guys. So I'm definitely wearing these. These are new as about 3 months ago. So getting used to having these around
I haven't gotten there
kind of
yet, but I'm
sucks.
I'm getting close. And so I wonder, how is your vision going to affect you when you're like, you know, playing sports?
Yeah, it's been interesting because my far sight is still great.
Hmm.
It's just like we have a little bit of some notes here that right now they're blurry, and even 4 months ago that wasn't an issue.
Really?
So it's
Because
been
like for me, those
accelerating.
those are fine, but if I get up here, then I'm like, okay, hang on, now
Yeah,
I'm good,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It used to
So
be like that, but now just even in the last couple of weeks, I made comments to my wife that it's getting worse and worse. And I don't know. I have a theory that these are doing something and forming a dependency, but
could be,
um,
could be.
I
Do
think there
you
might be some science to that.
do you find that getting away from the glasses, or when you use the glasses, that when you go back and forth, your eyes are less tired, distance wise?
Um, I haven't noticed that yet,
Okay,
but I haven't been paying attention either.
because that's one of the things I translated into, like, if I get to a point where I need readers,
Mhm.
is that going to help? So when I go play basketball or go drive at night and
Yeah,
have those kinds of things, now I can actually see better distance
yeah,
because my eyes weren't straining to read up close.
yeah,
So to try to kind of relate to sports a
right.
little bit.
No, I have noticed just up close the fatigue. I mean, when I first tried some on, I didn't realize how bad they were, and then I tried some on, I was like, "Holy crap!" So um, maybe if I start wearing them on the court, my shot will improve. You think maybe that's part of the problem?
I mean, we can hope, all of us, right? So, what's one thing you could tell your younger OG self if you could go back in
um,
time?
if I could go back, so pretty easy for me because I suffer a lot now with my joint pain. So an easy one for me, my younger self would have been to definitely pay attention and do the rehab after an injury. Um, I think in any sort of high impact sports, as I played a lot of basketball, um, football, anything along those lines, injury is inevitable to a
Mm-hmm.
certain degree. And back then, in my late teens, early 20s, I knew everything. I did, you
Well,
healed
yeah,
fast, you felt
yeah,
good, even though you were without an
hurting,
ACL.
right?
You still played basketball, and if you blew your knee, you just waited for the swelling to go down after 2 days and played again. So I'm paying the consequences for that now in terms of joint stiffness and scar tissue and um, just overall pain. So
Yeah.
I think doing the rehab and that's something I'm harping on my daughter. She's getting more and more intense with volleyball, and we're going to start working on our jumping abilities and things like that. So um, just doing the right strengthening exercises, not only the primary, say the jumping exercises, but the supporting.
Mm-hmm.
You got to land. You might land awkwardly. You need to build up those small muscles too.
So I would almost even call that prehab, right?
Yes, yes,
So doing the work beforehand as our knees over toes guy always says, kind of bulletproofing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Doing those exercises that help to increase the core strength, the stability around the knee, the ability to get in a deep knee squat without
Right.
pain, all
Right.
those kinds of good things.
Yeah, and that's what makes me think of that is because I cannot bend my knee fully anymore.
Yeah.
Like I physically cannot bend. Like it hurts. It just feels like there's a. I think it's scar tissue or something, but I cannot bend my knee past say 120 degrees, 130
Yeah.
degrees.
What's funny is my left knee is totally good with it. My right knee, eh, really good, but have a little bit less flexibility in my right knee and in my right calf and
Hmm.
ankle. And so I wonder if that calf and ankle flexibility or lack thereof is then putting pressure on that knee, right?
Right. Right.
So that's one of the things that I have to focus on is when I get in like a deep knee squat,
Hmm.
is being able to then lean forward and how far can I go before my right ankle
Ah.
makes me
Yeah.
stop, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and again, that goes into the Achilles back there. Is that
Yeah.
holding me back?
Yeah.
All those kinds of calf and everything
Yeah.
else. So,
And we'll dive into some of the knees over toes guy stuff in future episodes. But he's been pivotal in my current kind of rehab journey and being able to play basketball again in my
hmm
almost 50 years of age with and you'll learn more about us and more about me and my surgery history and things like that. But
yeah, we could do a whole episode or probably five on your surgery
right,
history.
right.
So,
But suffice it to say, I consider it almost a miracle that I'm able to play basketball today, and I attribute a lot of that to the knees over toes experience. So,
yep.
so what about you? What would you tell your younger self as an OG?
I would probably, I mean, prehab one.
Hmm.
The other thing too is if you want to get good at something, regardless of your age, you almost have to do that thing thousands upon thousands
Right,
of times, right?
right.
Like I've never had a good vertical leap. I mean, I'm 6'2" and I can grab the rim, but it doesn't mean I can dunk. And even the times that I could, like a volleyball or something, it was always on like a rubbery floor or something that gave me a
Right,
little extra spring, a little
right.
extra,
That
extra,
extra half
yeah,
inch or
extra
inch,
inch
yeah.
or whatever to get over the top, right? And I've never really gone out and practiced jumping.
Hmm.
Now, with some of the knees over toe stuff, my standing vertical without running into it is the same as my running vertical.
Hmm.
Just because I've developed that strength and that explosive strength
Right.
for those things. Now it hasn't translated into being able to dunk, but I mean I'm almost 50, so yeah, I'm
Or
fine.
not getting blocked.
Right, right. Or not getting blocked, right? So, but yeah, so that's one of the things is that if you want to get good at jumping, jump, right?
Yep. Yep.
And not only jump, but land. And
Right.
when you land, be ready to jump again.
Right.
Those kinds of movements that we're kind of talking about that even my younger self and my older self would help to bulletproof my knees a little
Hmm.
more and back and all the other good
Hmm.
parts of the body too.
Yep.
So that'd be one thing.
Yep. Okay.
Well, I think that's all for this episode. This is episode 1 of 1, so we'll go through this journey and talk more about our journeys in becoming old guys and still playing sports or weekend warriors and all those kinds of good things. We got lots of different hobbies and things we enjoy playing basketball together, but things we do separately. So we'll talk about those things and hopefully you guys can learn something from us along the way. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Peace.